Hello and welcome. My name is Lynn, and today I am going to do a little bit of painting with the new Cat Scrappiness Pearl Powders. I actually have gold and white gold, and because I mixed the two, I couldn't really tell much of a difference between the two. I'm gonna have to swatch them out to really to see the difference, but to work with these as a paint, all you have to do is just mix a little bit of the powder, and a little bit goes a very long ways, with some distilled water. And I would just mix up just enough for your project, and maybe err on the side of less, because you can always bring out more powder later. But whatever you do have left over, I would definitely maybe use it to spatter with, or make an extra background, because this is such a lovely product that you don't want any of it to go to waste. And what I'm doing is painting on to just black cardstock. This isn't black watercolor paper or anything like that. So I am trying to be careful not to use too much water, because it is just plain cardstock. And the neat thing about these pearl powders is that if you've ever seen me do any painting with my mica powders, I always add gum arabic and water in order to create that sort of mica paint. And that's because the mica needs a binding agent to actually stick to the paper once that water dries. And with the pearl powders, you don't need that, because they actually have a binding agent already in them. And one neat thing about painting onto black is that if you use a thinner layer or a more diluted mixture where there isn't as much of the pearl powder mixed in with the water, more of that black cardstock shows through, so that becomes your shadow areas. And so you can see with the rose there, I have some petals that are appear to be a little bit darker than the others. And as well, you can do what I'm going to do next, just to speed up my painting process a little bit, is I just diluted a lot of just had a nice mix of just very, very diluted pearl powder with water. And that way I can just give everything just a quick wash of color. And that basically is going to be a sort of foundational layer that I can then come back in with a second coat. And with my second coat of paint, I can just touch where the highlights would be, where I think the sun might touch these petals. And that's what I'm doing here, where I'm mixing in a little bit more of the powder. So that's also going to make it more, have more of that shimmer and shine, but also just by the nature of coming in with a second layer of paint, that's also going to make it look more opaque and more shiny. So what I'll do is I'll just put the rest of this video to some music, because I will make a card out of this panel in the end, but it's going to be a really simple card, because this panel is just so gorgeous. So, when you've painted a floral spray like this, I really feel like that needs to be the star. So I didn't really do much else to to finish the card. So I'll leave links to everything in the description box below in case you're curious to check out any of these products. And I won't rejoin you at the end with a voiceover, so I'll go ahead and say my goodbyes now. Thanks so much for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting and enjoy the rest of the video. Bye!